Hello, my friend. I'm Dan Klatt. I'm the founder of OperationGreatness.com and the author of Reignited America. I'm happy that you've joined us for this very interesting podcast. This is about the winning feeling. So I want you to think back to a time when, let's say, what was your most important accomplishment so far in your life? That time when everything just flowed, when it just turned out exactly as you had expected it, envisioned it, created it in your imagination, which then went out there and became that scene, that experience in your life. What was that for you? Get that vividly in your mind and notice how before you even began creating that victory, you had that inner knowing, this is going to turn out great. I'm getting chills here. You just had that inner sense, that feeling, I'm going to succeed here. This is it. No more uncertainty, no more fear, no more obstacles, no more whatever mind stuff you previously had. No, you had that inner knowing, this is it. It's going to happen. I'm doing this now, or we're doing this, or we are successful, we are victorious, we are winners, and this is our victory. You had that inner feeling, that inner knowing. So I want you to be very aware of that, because I want you to recognize that winning feeling in everything that you are creating, because that winning feeling is indeed part of you creating that victory. Because this is so important. This is like the missing ingredient in any success, in any happiness, in any fulfillment you are doing. It's that sense of knowing that you have that power, that you have that, well, let's call it je ne sais quoi. I love that French phrase, je ne sais quoi, which means that mysterious thing behind what you are doing that will carry you to victory, that will, you could call it the presence of God too. That's how I would describe it. You have that, like the Holy Spirit is with you in this creation, and there's no question about, am I going to make it? Because you just have the winning feeling, that knowing that, yes, this is it. We're making it happen. This is victory. I mean, like, this is that mysterious quality, we're calling it the winning feeling, that, like, I don't know, I got a visual of Muhammad Ali in his fight against whomever. He just had like the fire in his eyes. He had, you could say, the presence of God in his heart, or encompassing, surrounding, holding his whole being. And he just knew he had that predetermined, foregone conclusion in his mind. I am going to knock the opponent out. I am going to knock you out. You're lying on the floor, and I am victorious in this match, even if it's the whatever, the NBA. What do they call it? Boxing, whatever. If it's the Grand Championship, I don't remember what the name of that, the winning match to determine who is the number one boxer in the world. I don't know, the organization for boxing and whatever. You know what I'm talking about, though. And he just, saw himself being crowned victor, champion, and that was it. And then it was just a matter of connecting the dots. Dance like a, what was that song? Moves like a bumblebee and stings like, or I don't know. Anyway, that's just one example of a winner, right? And I mean, you can take any winner and you can pull back, like reverse engineer the things that person or that team did to become the winner. I mean, like Michael Jordan has been somebody that I have respected. His leadership, his vision, his manifestation ability, his creator, his power, his discipline, his focus, his concentrated focus. And I used to, like when I was assistant managing editor, where every morning I would come in at 6 a.m. and I would look at the local stories that I had to use and I would edit them. And the wire, I would see what's on the Associated Press wire for that day, and I would see what I'm going to lay out on my front page. And every day, and then at 7 a.m. when the local reporters started to file in, and sometimes they would turn in their, maybe do a little late minute work on their stories, but they would let me know what's coming. And anyway, but every morning, then it became deadline pressure. Every morning I felt like I was Michael Jordan in an NBA playoff finals game, like when the Bulls were the three-peat champions, or he was the MVP award for award winner for the whole league, most valuable player in all of basketball 3 years in a row. Michael Jordan was. I mean, I felt like that was the pressure of the deadline for me, and I related to Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan, I mean, I think when he was like in 8th grade, or I don't remember what year that, how old he was, I think he was told that he would never even make like the varsity team. I didn't realize varsity is in high school, but he was told, and people didn't believe in him, but he showed up an hour early in practice, and he was the last to leave practice, and he might have done, I'm just kind of making this up, but 100 free throws, and all the dribbling, and he worked harder, he worked longer, he did more, he pushed himself. And I mean, these are the qualities of a winner, and you can do all of those things yourself in what you are creating, in what is your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. And he had the winning feeling, right? He just knew, and you just knew if you were watching the Chicago Bulls, because of Michael Jordan, this leader, this example, this person raising the whole team, like doing the extra work. Like if Michael Jordan is going to work 4.5 hours instead of 3 hours in practice, then, how could you as his teammate not step up your game also? I just made up those numbers. I don't know what the details were of that, but just as a principle, if this person is stellar and leading the league and breaking all records, then you can certainly put in the amount of work that he's doing yourself. I mean, if you're on the Chicago Bulls team with him, like this greatest ever basketball player, and you have the privilege of helping him, you're not going to let him down. You're not going to let the team down. You're not going to let history down, right? Because how could you live with yourself by not giving all to what you are creating yourself, right? So, I mean, and okay, so let's think about this. I was thinking well, you could think, well, yeah, but this was the greatest basketball player ever. I'm not. And then you would insert a limitation on yourself. Why would you ever do that? No, become unlimited. I mean, after this podcast, which is today's Operation Greatness chapter meeting through operationgreatness.com/leader, after this chapter meeting, go watch Becoming Unlimited if you haven't yet given yourself that chapter meeting or that podcast. All my podcasts are through operationgreatness.com/podcast. In other words, make no excuse for you playing small. Make no excuse, make no allowance for you giving less than 100%, less than 110%, like more than what you previously thought was possible for you. Give your absolute greatest in everything you are doing, because you are a winner and you're here to be the inspired visionary leader, showing everyone you are blessed to have connected with you what's possible for them, how much more is possible for them to achieve in their lives, because you're leading your life, you're leading them in stepping up in their lives. You are the example of how much more is possible for every one of us. This is who you are. This is your gift. This is your contribution. This is your blessing to the world. I mean, like even by sharing this Operation Greatness podcast on the winning feeling, by you leading every one of your online friends through watching this or listening to this, doing this podcast themselves. You're watching it if you are one of our chapter leaders through operationgreatness.com/leader. You're watching it and you're listening if you're in the Elevating Humanity community and where we're talking about this, and that's also through operationgreatness.com/leader. And do go there and talk about this Operation Greatness chapter meeting. And it's so much better when you're watching this meeting instead of hearing it only, because I do a lot of hand gestures and it's just, you get to see the enthusiasm, the passion on my face and you get to feel that in my field. And anyway, so I was going to say that, well, yes, I realize this is an exception, like how many basketball teams or soccer teams or, whatever, softball even, like back at my newspaper, I think we had a softball team and they played against other teams, businesses in town at the local bar and, every Thursday night or whatever. And I mean, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of teams, probably more than that. And how many of them had a Michael Jordan in their team? That's irrelevant, because Michael Jordan is just an example of a leader with vision and focus and inspiration and perspiration, and you are that example in your life and in everything you are doing, and among everyone who knows you, among everyone connected with you, like all your online friends. For example, by you now leading all of your online friends through this video, where you're taking it upon yourself to relate, like that statement I just made. It's irrelevant that, Michael Jordan was the best ever on the planet in basketball, and so what? You are the best at what you are doing. With your focus, with your commitment, with your dedication, with your decision, with your follow-through, your persistence, your belief in yourself, with how you know you are God's gift to the world, and by you being that gift to more people, stepping up, not holding back, not limiting yourself, not playing small in any way ever again, you know how much more you are creating. You know what you are capable of doing. Actually, you don't even have any idea of how much more capable you are than anything you've previously experienced, because you have yet to grow into that, flow with that, and experience the level of success so much beyond anything you could have ever imagined or envisioned for yourself. That is what you are now creating with this winning feeling, with this knowing, I've got this. I'm allowing so much more than I ever even imagined or envisioned or could ever even conceive. What the mind of man can conceive and believe, the mind of man can achieve. And then I like to add, and receive. This is your destiny. It's playing out here. You're really hearing this message. So you're taking your leadership role, your responsibility as the inspired visionary leader you are, and you're sharing with everyone online, like that point, okay, now I was just challenged here in this unbelievable podcast that really turned my life around, and because I'm watching this, I'm going to elevate my success, happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, prosperity, impact, meaning, contribution, so much more than I ever imagined was possible for me. I'm believing in myself so much more. You got to do this with me. In fact, let's go through this together now through operationgreatness.com/leader, where we're talking about this and doing this in our Elevating Humanity community. And I'm doing this as my Operation Greatness chapter watch party for today. And that's also through that same link, operationgreatness.com/leader, where you are empowering every one of your online friends to step up and be that inspired visionary leader among all of their online friends. And there's nothing holding you back and nothing holding them back. And you are walking them through stepping into their greatness, being that inspired visionary leader who is transforming the lives of every one of their online friends, just as you are doing as the inspired visionary leader you are. Right here, by walking them through this Operation Greatness chapter meeting through operationgreatness.com/leader. You're leading your Operation Greatness chapter. You're giving them financial freedom, money. You're giving them the ability to create any level of success, happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, prosperity, impact, meaning, contribution that they are determined to allow, to create, to enjoy, just as this is for you. So then you're getting all of your friends to get all of their friends and to get all of their friends. I mean, do you really see? This is the power that you have to do good in the world. You getting all of your friends to get all of their friends to get all of their friends. What does that look like? If you get 1,200, or by you getting all of your online friends joining your Operation Greatness chapter through operationgreatness.com/leader and leading their own chapters, how many people is that? I mean, the average person, I don't know. I think for about 8 years now, I've used the estimate that the average person has 3,600 online friends. So it's probably more than 10,000 now. I don't know how many you have. Like I have 182,500 and some people following me on Twitter alone. And like 5,100 or whatever on Facebook. They don't really tell me after 5,000. Or they say 5.1K or something like that maybe. And whatever, Instagram and LinkedIn and Pinterest and YouTube and Rumble and all the others are. Anyway, by you getting just 1,200 of your online friends to lead their own chapters through you, and then they're leading all of their online friends to joining their chapters through you, your 1,200 becomes, getting their 1,200, that's 1,440,000 people who are then getting their 1,200 people. And now you've transformed the lives of 1.72 billion people. That's the power that you have. That's how much you know you are a winner. That is your divine design duty destiny, dharma to do, you know that you have the power to do that right now by leading every one of your online friends through joining your Operation Greatness chapter through operationgreatness.com/leader. And then for them to join your chapter and lead their own. And you're just sharing with them the inspirations that you have found in this Operation Greatness chapter meeting. And you're making all these posts like, well, at first when I heard that I was like Michael Jordan in the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan was crowned the MVP player 3 years in a row, when the Bulls won the NBA championship, I was kind of like, well, that's interesting. But then I stopped myself from limiting myself. And when I heard Dan mentioned, I am here to become unlimited and to stop playing small, the world, society, not the earth, the artificial man-made limitations, that's what previously allowed you to play small and hold back and limit your level of success, happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, prosperity, meaning, impact, contribution, and no more, because none of that is real. And you're no longer imposing limitation in any way on yourself or anyone you love or anyone you are here serving. So I've shared with you, you have the ability to transform the lives of 1.72 billion people just by getting 1,200 of your people to join your Operation Greatness chapter through operationgreatness.com/leader, and then helping them or using the post that every one of us are given and using to transform their 1,200 people and to transform theirs. When you know that you have the ability to do something, included within that ability is the responsibility to do that. That's obvious, right? When you know that you can be of service to others, you have an obligation to serve them in the way that you can. Pretty obvious, right? So do that. So be that inspired visionary leader. It is your destiny, your gift, your blessing to be. You are the inspired visionary leader of every one of your online friends as well as everyone in your local area. So be it. So be it. Be that inspired visionary leader. This is the higher purpose of your life. It's why you are on social media in the first place, to make a difference. This is the higher purpose of social media. It's why every one of us are connected now virtually around the planet. You reaching all of your online friends is the higher purpose of your life. You leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating them, LITL, doing a little more today than you did before in being of greater service. It's that simple. You're getting that knowing about this as your destiny. Is that fair to say? And then you have that winning feeling, knowing how much you are going to contribute and make a difference, and how you are winning the Operation Greatness Challenge, where the first level of that challenge is to get your 1,200 online friends joining your Operation Greatness chapter and leading their own through your link. 1,200 people getting their 1,200 people, and then you're getting everyone else, and that's just kind of like gravy, just filling in the top. That's like the icing on the cake. And this is your greatest gift because you know how much you matter. You never even imagined you were able to transform the lives of 1.72 billion people just by getting your 1,200, getting their 1,200, getting theirs. And yet here you are doing it. You're not even questioning, is it really possible for me to do this? Yeah, but... And no, you're not limiting yourself in any way because all of that was scarcity, fear, lack programming. And now you're the winner and you've got that winning feeling and you know what's possible for you. You've become unlimited because the presence of God is moving through you. The Holy Spirit is flowing with you or carrying you along to step up and own your power and no longer limit yourself in any way ever again. Am I right about that? Because why would you? You are here for so much more. You have always been here for so much more. You've always known and felt and seen and intuited that there's so much more for me. I don't know what it is, but I know that I'm here for an important purpose. Is there any question now about what that important purpose is? So be it. Be that inspired visionary leader. It is your gift. It is your blessing. It is your calling to be. Let's go back to this winning feeling. So you remember, let's go back to this feeling, this last time that you had that feeling. Like I remember once when I was the county board reporter. I was also in charge of all of the stringers that we had, like the people in the outlying small communities who would go to the school board meetings, the village boards of the local areas, and then they would write their stories and I would edit their stories. And then my assistant managing editor was promoted to managing editor when the managing editor retired. And so the assistant managing editor job was open, and I was the reporter with the least amount of experience, and I had only been there a year. And there was another guy who was the wire editor, and he was like the weekend person. He would put out the Saturday and Sunday editions. He would be in charge of that. And he was also the acting assistant managing editor, and he had like 14 years experience. And I had like 6 years experience. And then the sports editor, so the wire editor and the acting assistant managing editor, he applied for the assistant managing editor job, and he just assumed he would get it, and everybody thought he would. And he even said, when he saw that I was interested in that job, he said, any monkey could do it better than him, meaning me. So he didn't even have any belief in me as the assistant managing editor potential. And then the sports editor had been there like 18 years, 16 years, something like that. He had the most experience, and he applied for the assistant managing editor job. And I think both two sports reporters also applied. And anyway, they all had more experience than I did, especially at that newspaper. But I had the winning feeling. I just knew that this was mine. And I focused on it. I dedicated myself to it. I wrote down like 22 or 24 ways we could double our circulation in the next 24 months. And I presented all of this to the editor, the managing editor, who would make that decision. And I also was friends with him we were both reporters at another newspaper before then. And so we went way back. We had a history together. And he's the one who even hired me to be the reporter at when he was assistant managing editor. He brought me in from the newspaper in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where I was working previously. And I just knew that it was mine. And I had the confidence and knowing and the feeling, the winning feeling. And I devoted myself to winning it. And I put all my cards on the table. It was either do or die. I was going to leave that newspaper if I didn't get the job, because then I would find somewhere where I would be appreciated, and because I was ambitious. I was moving mountains, and I was taking nothing short of yes for an answer There was no in this conversation. I was the assistant managing editor, and I just knew that. I had the winning feeling. This is how I want you to approach you leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating your 1,200 people first, and then all of your online friends, as well as everyone in your local area, leading your Operation Greatness chapter in your community, as well as among all your online friends. Like, I want you to now get in your mind, like 1,200 is our first benchmark win, and so have the winning feeling. I'm going to focus on this, I'm creating this, I'm seeing this, and then take 1,200 times $98.50 per person per month, which is your tangible reward for fulfilling that duty, for receiving that win. That's how much money you're making, $98.50 per person per month, who are joining your Operation Greatness chapter through your link, through your Profit Partner link, as you are in our Operation Greatness Chapter Leader Private Wealth Alliance, and I'm coaching you personally as much as you want until you reach that destination of your 1,200 people, or until you've reached what your final number is. I will give you as much coaching personally as you want in our Private Wealth Alliance for our Operation Greatness Chapter Leaders. This is all through operationgreatness.com/leader. So are you starting to see how much more potential, how much more power you have, how much more of an inspired visionary leader you truly are right here? Because, the $98.50 per person per month times 1,200 people times 12 months in 1 year, that's like $1,413,000 or something like that. It's like $1.4 million, I think, over the course of a year. So this is financial freedom money just by you getting your 1,200 people. But I don't want you to stop with just 1,200. So take your whole number of online friends, like if that's 3,500 or 6,000 or 6 million, and multiply that by $98.50 per person per month times 12 months. And what is that number? And I want you to fixate on that number. This is what I am creating over the next 12 months. And this is what you are holding in your consciousness, in your vision. I have made this much money as the reflection of the amount of contribution, as the difference, the impact I am making on everyone I am blessed to be able to serve. And maybe you want to even transform the lives of 10,000 people or 100,000 people in your local area, and you multiply that by the $98.50 per person per month times 12 months in the next over the next year. And you include that in your number. Maybe it's $30 million, and you're focusing on that. Let's say 36 million, because 12s have more power. Like 1,200 has more power than 1,000, and 2,400 has more power than 2,000, and 3,600 has more power than 3,000. And so maybe it's, what would that be? $36 million. Maybe you have that as your number and you're keying in on that, and that's where you're feeding your power, because your power is unlimited and you are God's gift to the world. You're here to move mountains and transform the world. You're unlimited in the amount of good you can do as you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating, LITL, doing a little more today and being of greater service to everyone you are blessed to be able to serve. So maybe $36 million is that number that you are winning, creating, enjoying, contributing, experiencing, achieving, and then you're going into our Operation Greatness Chapter Leader Private Wealth Alliance, and you're posting on there, I'm going to create $36 million by all the good that I am doing over the next 12 months. And I'm so inspired, I'm so excited, I'm on top of the world. This is focusing me. This is how I'm concentrating my power, which I know is unlimited. I'm feeling the presence of God. The Holy Spirit is moving through me in everything I'm doing now, and I'm just carrying myself differently because I've got the winning feeling. This is how you're going through every day now. You're just moving at a different level. You have this aura of a winner about you. I have contributed, and then, how many people is that? $36 million that you made in the next 12 months as an example. How many people have you contributed and transformed as a result of that? So then, I don't know, we could do the math, I guess. What is that per person? I don't know. I don't really want to take the time to do that, but just going to get into that feeling right now, and let's just do this for the fun of it here. I'm looking at my phone here. $36 million divided by 12 equals $3 million per month divided by 98.50 per person per month. That's 30,457 people. So you've transformed the lives of 30,457 people to get $36 million in a year. So let's say that's let's just call that 36,000 people. Let's up the game there. 36,000 people. So that means what? Like, how many of your online friends is that versus how many people in your local community? Maybe it's 20,000 people in your community and 16,000 of your online friends, maybe. Or is it 35,000 people in your local area and 1,000 of your online friends? And you're holding that vision and you're creating that result, because where you give your attention is where you are giving your power, is how you are creating your life, becomes how we are creating our world. So you're making this happen and you're giving this your power, and your power is beyond measure, and this is what you're experiencing. My power is beyond measure. There's no limit to how much good I am doing in the world. And this is just the example of that. This is just the catalyst for you recognizing the good you can do. And this is just a starting point, because then once you have achieved that, where are you going? Where are you growing from there? God only knows, right? And you will have the winning feeling in that creation as well. So how are you carrying yourself differently now? How are you holding yourself now with the winning feeling in creating this result? I've transformed the lives of 36,000 people, or maybe it's 100,000, because how many people are in your local area? Why would you limit the amount of people you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating, other than to the total number of people in your local area, right? Same with the total number of online friends you have. Why would you let anyone behind? You're unlimited. Why would you limit the unlimited? God is the infinite and unlimited, and God is expressing through your life. So how could you be arrogant, or so arrogant, how could you even think that it was possible for you to limit the unlimited? That doesn't even calculate for me. Does that make sense as even a possibility for you to conceive or comprehend or imagine? How could I have ever thought it was possible for me to limit God when God is seeking full expression through my life? And that means you making a difference to the lives of everyone you are able to serve. All the people online connected with you, all your online friends, as well as everyone in your local area, all of whom you are able to transform their lives. So why would you limit that in any way? Because how could you even think it's possible to do that? You have the winning feeling now, right? And you know what that means. There's no question about it. I'm creating this result. It's a done deal. End of story. And this is how I am focusing my power and creating my life. And this becomes your priority, number one. My power is unlimited, and I have the power of God moving through me in everything I'm doing. I am blessed, and everything I'm doing is blessed. It's a blessing, it's a gift in everyone I am able to serve. And then you're talking about this, hey, I joined this thing. I'm leading my own Operation Greatness chapter now, and here's my card. You're going to want to be in my chapter because you're going to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate every one of your online friends, and it's going to be by far the best thing you've ever done, as it is for me. And you're going to get the winning feeling, and I want to walk you through this right now, so let's do this. And you're leading, you're only doing this in our chapter meeting, like we've been together for 40 minutes now. So you're walking every one of your online friends, and you're leading everyone in your community to walk through this chapter meeting. And this is how you're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of them. And the work is done for you by this chapter meeting. So you're just giving people the link, your profit partner link, so that they can be in your chapter and lead their own chapters through you. And this is our focus in our chapter leader private wealth alliance, only for our chapter leaders. Of course, you're going to do that yourself, and you're going to be active in helping all of us become as strong of an inspired visionary leader as you are. Because you're coming from abundance, you're very generous, you're very loving and giving, because it feels great to be the winner you are, to have that winning feeling, which is really the presence of God. And there's no doubt, there's no hesitation, there's no question. You're no longer limiting the unlimited in any way, ever again. You know what this winning feeling is like, and you just have that, I am a winner. Like Napoleon Hill, I've taught Think and Grow Rich at the master's level since 2003. And by the way, if you don't know Think and Grow Rich, it's responsible for creating more wealth than anything in history, including, it's credited with having created more than 1 million millionaires. And we're changing that right here. That's credited with creating more wealth than anything in history until now, until Operation Greatness, until you stepped into your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma as the inspired visionary leader. It is your blessing, it is your gift, it is your purpose to be. And look at how much good you have created. Like your 36,000 people, for example, with each of them getting their 36,000 people, or maybe it's 1,200, but still 1,200 is enough for them to become a millionaire, right? It's $1.4 million over the course of a year, with them getting their 1,200 people. So if you've created your 36,000 people who are then getting their 1,200 people, even if they're just kind of playing small or just doing this passively. And why would they? Because they want to step up and follow your inspiration, your example, your leadership, your gift, your blessing, your level of contribution and service to humanity, to our human family. How could they? Because they don't want to let down Michael Jordan either, right? Right. So you're stepping up just as they are. It was a leap of faith for you to see, wow, I can really do this, and I have the ability to do this. So included within that is the responsibility. I'm really here now, and I'm doing this, and I'm going all in, and I'm going the distance. I'm not going to hold back, and I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to persist and persevere through any obstacles that come my way, because I am bigger than any obstacle I could ever face. And the presence of God, the infinite, unlimited, is moving through me, expressing through me. I am God's gift to the world. I am God's instrument for miracles in the world. There's no holding back or playing small or limiting the unlimited anyway anymore. And you just have that inner knowing, this is my purpose. This is the higher purpose. This is my gift to the world right now. And God only knows how much greater my contribution, my purpose, my divine design, duty, destiny, dharma will be after I have transformed the lives of my 36,000 people through my Operation Greatness chapter, through operationgreatness.com/leader. God only knows what's next for me beyond that contribution to my human family. This is how you are carrying yourself, moving through each day. This is what's moving you to get out of bed so excitedly, so passionately, so exuberantly, so purposefully. I can't wait to see how many great people I'm going to transform today in my community as well as among my online friends. I'm going to reach out to everyone I can, and there's no limit to that other than the total number of people online and in the world today, and all of those not even yet born. I mean, like once you've transformed the lives of whatever it is now, 8 billion people or something, well, each of them will, how many of them will have children? And, how many billions more will there be who are living in a better planet, a better world, because you lived? Because you didn't hold back or play small or limit the unlimited in any way. Your contribution extends way beyond just those alive today to everyone still not yet born. That's the impact of your life, my friend. That's how much you matter. That's how much better the world is because you lived. Because you took this message to heart and you went all in with this as the winner you are, as God's gift to the world, as God's instrument for miracles in the world. You're no longer limiting the unlimited in any way. And I want you to affirm and acknowledge that right here. I want you to post as you are leading every one of your online friends through this Operation Greatness meeting, as you are leading them through joining your Operation Greatness chapter and leading their own through operationgreatness.com/leader. I want you to express, wow, this is the most important thing I have ever done. I feel so on fire. It's like the veil has lifted. The ceiling or the walls of the self-imposed prison that I had built around my sense of what's possible for me, that's all gone. That doesn't exist anymore. I am unlimited, and I feel just so much expanded. I feel so free. I feel so liberated. I am truly free. I am flowing with or moving with God. I know what it's like to be unlimited. I have the winning feeling, and this is the best I have felt in years. There's no limit to how much good I can do in the world. This is how much I matter. And I never realized that, and now it's just so obvious. I can't believe I didn't see it before. This is how much I matter, and I don't even need that acknowledgement or validation because I know this personally. I am able to do so much good, and I'm no longer that other person I was before I started to play this message, before I started to allow myself to be that which I was always destined to be. This is that so much more that was always there waiting for me, and now I know it personally with my own direct experience. It's unbelievable the transformation that this message, this meeting of our chapter leaders has done for me. And now I'm going to share that with everyone I can. And there's no limit to how many people I am able to lead, inspire, transform, and yes, absolutely liberate, doing a little more today and being of greater service. And this is my gift to do. And this is so meaningful for me personally. I'm so excited. This is what you're thinking to yourself, what you're saying now. I'm so excited to share this with you, my online friend, and someone in my local area I haven't even met before. I'm so excited for you to experience this for yourself. I'm so excited and moved and humbled to be able to share this gift with you and introduce you to your unlimited self, connected with God, moved by the holy presence of God. I'm so grateful to be able to share this with you, to give this with you, give this to you. You see, this is how you are God's gift. And becoming that gift is your destiny. Is there any question about any of this? So I want you to really, how do you put this into words? How much that knowing is for you now, what that winning feeling is like for you, what that has done for you to become that winner, that unlimited expression of God, of love, of being of greater service, that inspired visionary leader you now are. I would love for you to put this into words, how this feels, or do your own videos yourself, and then share your videos with us in our Chapter Leader Private Wealth Alliance through operationgreatness.com/leader. You know that this is your higher purpose and you're living it, and this is at a higher order of magnitude difference in your level of success, happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, prosperity, meaning, impact, contribution. This is what your life has always been about and was always meant to be. And you are elated with how you feel now because your unlimitedness has been released. You're no longer the same person you were before. There's no limits to how much good you are doing in the world now. Thank you. I'm so inspired by seeing you light up and blow through all those previous blocks that existed in your life. They're all gone, and you know that. Never again will you limit yourself in any way. This was the most important thing. You have given yourself, and now you're giving it to everyone, maybe everyone on the planet. Is there any possibility that you would limit the amount of people you are serving ever again? You know that you have the power to reach everyone on the planet. Is there any reason for you to not transform their lives by leading them into this chapter meeting through our Operation Greatness Chapter Leader Private Wealth Alliance? It's like you're handing everyone you can the keys to the kingdom. Is there anyone you would deny entrance into that which they too are destined to become, to be? This is who you are now, and this is the higher purpose. And you cannot even imagine being small ever again, or being less than unlimited. Send me your essay sharing all of the posts that you have made as you led every one of your online friends through this transformation themselves. Send that to me personally at dan@danclatt.com. Also share, well, we're doing this every week, every Friday at 7 p.m. local time. We're all going to our chapter leader Private Wealth Alliance, and we're sharing all of the posts that we have made during that over the last 7 days. So all of us are helping each other to live that fulfillment. Remember, is yours 36,000 people or is it 1,360,000 people? I mean, like, I could reach everyone in Phoenix, and that's like, I don't know, 6 million or whatever that is. I don't know. I mean, there's no limit, so don't limit anymore. No limits. No limits. You are no limits. I mean, yeah, Michael Jordan might have been the greatest basketball player, but you are no limits. How does that feel? Oh, I'm getting chills here. I'm feeling that very deeply. You are as well, right? So no limits, no limits, no limits, no limits. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so inspired and excited. I want to give you a big hug. I celebrate you, I applaud you, I honor you. Thank you for no longer limiting the good you are doing, or God. You're no longer limiting the good God is doing through you as God's gift to the world. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.